3 minutes left. Just so all of you listening know, in the quali, the only rule is no going backwards. It's going to be a 15-minute Q1, and if we get 15 drivers, then it's going to have a 5-minute Q2 as well. All right, everybody. Looks like we have 9 drivers here, discounting their XP. Quali will start very soon. We just wait for everybody to line up. Alright, Q1 is now underway. We have 9 drivers, I believe, on the track, starting their outlaps now. Nothing to commentate on at the moment. Here we are, Matt 35 hitting the curb a little bit as he's one of the first out of the pits. And hitting the wall as well. See who'll be the first to start their lap. We have somebody in a Williams. Which is not a Lexus. Alright, got that sorted out. Drivers starting their flyer. Matt 35 hits the wall. A lot of debris right on that corner. As most people aren't really used to this car, so judging the braking points here is not going to be easy. As we watch Reflex about to begin his lap with Goat Stappen, I think, in front of him. Yep, that's Goat Stappen in front of him. Reflex and Goat Stappen coming down the main straight. Nope, Reflex is bailing out of that one. Goat Stappen on his lap now. Looking clean so far. Goes right over that curb, but it looked fast. Not the smoothest through there, didn't carry a ton of speed, but it is the first lap. Reflect with a 1:16.8, 7 plus 8 with 1:17.5. As Goatstappen is now coming through the sector 3. Final braking zone. Now it's flat out to the last two corners. And he hits the wall a little bit there, I think, unless that was lag. Let's see what he can do. And Goatstappen 1:17.227 to put him in second place. And right after that, Capyvaradu with a 1:17.1. Now let's watch Matt 35. I think he's finishing his lap now. Matt 35. Purple sector 1, purple sector 2. Coming into the sector 3. Let's see where that'll put him. As he's now powering down the main straight. Matt 35 with a 1:14.860. So he beats Reflex by a full 2 seconds. As Ferrari team owner, this makes me very happy. And now Yushi has joined. 10 minutes into the session, but obviously we all know what Yushi can do. And now we have the 11th driver as well. Sky with Roblox. And a 12th. Starting to fill up a little bit more. Still don't think we'll get to the 15 mark. As we watch Cappy. No, that's an outlet. Max Goatstappen now coming out of the pits. Our time so far is first, Matt 35 GTR, all purple sectors, 1:14.8. Reflex 1:16.8. Cappy 1:17.1. Goatstappen 1:17.2. 7 plus 8, 1:17.5. And the rest, I don't believe, have set flying laps. Reflex now, I believe on an outlap. Cappy starting his lap now, we'll stay on board with him. And he hits the wall. Max Goatstappen coming down the main street. Turn 1 looks clean. As Yushi puts in a 15.0 as his first lap to go right between the Ferrari and the Red Bull. Only 2/10 down on Matt 35's effort. Completely missed his lap, that's on me. Goatstappen looking clean. Oh, but he hits the curb and then the wall. Matt 35, purple sector 1, yellow sector 2. Now he comes across the line. Will it be an improvement? Oh, I guess that was not. I don't know what that lap was. Yushi's not out. Reflex is not out. Reflex just set his best time, but has still not managed to get into the 15s like Yushi. Coach Stappen now starting a lap, checking on 7 plus 8. 7 plus 8. Starting his lap. A little bit of traffic on the way. Smooth so far. Staying well clear of the wall. Oh! And his back tire gets hooked and puts his front straight into the wall. Now we're on rank 1 in Uber Eats, who's still on a 120. At 35, not a great turn 1. Now weaving. And we have a very slow moving Ferrari on the track. That would be 7 plus 8. We have Yushi out now. Trying to clear the traffic. He's got both an Alpine and I think a Red Bull right near him. Just cleanly over the curb, hugging the wall. Beautiful up to the castle. Carrying loads of momentum. He's on a purple sector 1. The last braking zone. Now he's flat out towards the end. Yellow sector 2. Now on the main straight, let's see where this will put him. And he takes provisional pole with a 1:14.0, beating Matt 35 by 0.8 of a second. But I think, honestly, we all expected something like that to happen. So, our top 4 currently not on the track. We have 8 through 13 on a 120 or worse. Max Verstappen should be looking over his shoulder right now because he has Cappy on the track. Oh, we've got a 14 driver now. He has Cappy on the track and 7 plus 8, both of whom are within 0.2 of him. They can easily take that 4th place spot. Hey, we have 15 drivers. Nice. There will be Q2. Amazing. Isn't that amazing, DRXP? Let me check global. Yeah, Wahab is in the wrong car. That's gonna be a disqualification. Alright, about to hit the 1 minute mark. On board with Yushi right now, as I think he's on a flyer. And he goes just across that sausage curb there. Wait, that's not a sausage curb. It's a curb. It's a curb of some kind. 1 minute left. Matt 35 in the pits. Reflex trying to improve, hits the wall. Goatstappen not out. Capivardu trying to improve. 7+8 not out. Atlas Worker puts in a 119.6 and hits the wall. So since we have 15 drivers, we will have a Q2, which is top 5 shootout. 5 minutes, 5 drivers who can put up the best lap. Yushi is about to come across the line. As the timer's about to hit 0, what does he do? No improvement. It's a... Oh, never mind. That was an outlap. Capivardu going down the straight. Trying to jump Goatstappen for 4th place. And no improvement. We have T3 485. Further down, jumps to 8th place with the 118.5. Alright. Top 5 lineup. So we're looking at Yushi P1 in Q1, Matt 35 P2, Reflex P3, Goatstappen P4, Cappy P5, 7+8 P6, Cypher P7, T348 P8, Alta P9, Rank P10, and further on down, which I'm not going to announce. Max Goatstappen is not lining it up. Cappy's also not lining up. And Q2 is now underway. Yushi the first out, then Matt 35, then Reflex. Where's Kepi and Kepi's here. Don't see Goat Stephanie. Let me check. Now I'm bored with Matt 35, Yushi just ahead. This is essentially only one shot they have, these drivers. One lap, put in their best time. And really, we only have 3 drivers for some reason. On board with Yushi. Clean lap so far. Although I admit I wasn't watching the first part of it. I think there may have been a little wall tap there, but he's looking good. Let's look at the times. Yushi 24.8 Sector 1. Matt 35 a 24.6 Sector 1. Reflex a 25.1. Yushi now out of the braking zone. Power fully down. On the main straight, what banker lap can he put in? And that's a 1:14.4. Matt 35 right behind him with a 1:15.2. Matt 35 going slower in Sector 2 and Sector 3, but faster in Sector 1. Reflex now comes across the line. What will it be? 1:16.2. Now all 3 of them jump, and they'll have one more opportunity to put down a lap. Matt 35 first to get out. Matt 35, all 3 of them yellow in the Sector 1, so no improvement so far. And Matt 35 nearly hits the wall, just keeps it together. Probably not going to be great for his lap time though. We'll see what he does coming across the line. As I lag out. Isn't that lovely? Am I disconnecting again? Oh, screw it, man. Yeah, I'm freaking disconnected. Well, I assume. One second, I've just got to leave and rejoin. I don't know what's wrong with my connection today. Well, hopefully that doesn't happen during the race. Alright, I'm back. DRXP, can you give me, admin again or whatever? Am I still glitched out? Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Yushi takes pole, I'm told. Followed by Matt 35, GTR, and Reflex. 114.0, 115.2, and 116.2. Getting after me. Alright, race will start soon. Sorry for the delay. Line up. We have new safety car rules for everybody listening here. I'm not going to type this all out, so you guys get to hear it. It is typed out in the announcements if anybody decided to read that, or in the regulations, but it's pretty simple. 4 crashes is a red flag. There can be 2 red flags in any given session. Any given race, that is. You know, red flag anything other than a race. That's it, just so you know. Let's look at tire strategies. Yushi is on the inners. Matt 35, what? He's on the inners. No way. Everybody else are also on the inners. I'm so surprised. No way. Oh, I've disconnected again. Oh, my word. Why does this just happen now? Oh, reconnected. Lovely. What the heck is going on? DXP is gonna make sure you guys all get in your right positions. Let me check. I think everybody's lined up. Okay, we have a gap from P2 or P4 to P6. Alright, that'll work. Alright, we're all lined up now. And the 5 red lights are up. And it's lights out and away we go. And we already have a false start by a... Oh, and then he goes right into the wall. And a lot of people go right to the wall. Let's see. Yushi P1 right out the gate as the false starter goes into the wall. Next up, Matt 35 right behind him. Then with a sizable gap to the rest of the field already, we have Reflex, rank 1, Sky with Roblox, 7+8, T8, no, T3485 already in the wall, so that's 1 DNF. As he jumps, Wahab, what is he doing? Let's look. Yushi out front now, pulling away, got a good gap to Matt 35, 2.1 seconds. And Matt 35 has about a 2-second gap back to Reflex. Reflex under pressure from behind by 7+8. Funtime Fred made up positions, but he has lost his front wing as we see front spoilers just scattered all across the track, especially in turn 1. Yushi now extending the gap to 4 seconds in lap 2. Reflex is about a second off of Matt 35. Matt 35 has lost his front wing, which explains why Reflex is now coming up onto the back of him. What is going on here? Okay, Wahab jumps. That's 2 DNFs. Why is T348 in a safety car? TPFW already 50 seconds back on Yushi. Reflex now 7 seconds back. Still with his front wing, but it looks like Matt 35 has been able to pull off something, or more likely, Reflex has made a mistake. We have 2 DNFs so far. As a reminder, 4 DNFs triggers a red flag. So 7+8 now hits the wall in the castle section. Already didn't have a front wing though, so that doesn't do much to him. Let's see. Matt 35, no front wing. 7+8, no front wing. Both the Ferraris without a front wing. Atlas Worker does have it. Sky with Roblox does have it. Funtime Fred, I think, is pitted to get it. So we're seeing some pretty huge gaps now as Yushi does another fastest lap. That's a 1:18.633. The next best is a 1:19.955 done by Matt35. As Yushi extends his lead to 5 seconds. On board with him now. Taking a lot of curb, but he seems to be able to manage it even in the rain. Maybe a little wall tap there. And a little rear tire tap there as well, I think. This is now lap 4 as Yushi is now on the flat out section, about to come across to the main straight to complete lap 5. 15 more laps of 30% rain to go, and then after that also a small period of drying time. And then 8 or so laps of completely dry racing. So the question here is, do the drivers make the inters last for 20 and a bit laps, or do they try and come in around lap 10? As we have a Mercedes stopped. TPFW turning around and getting back going. And he stopped again, right in the middle of that section. Matt35 now 9 seconds off the back of Yushi. Still no front spoiler, but he seems to be doing pretty fine without it. He's maintaining his gap to Reflex as Yushi does another fastest lap, 1:18.1. Purple sector 2 of 34. Matt35, his last lap, did a sector 2 of 33.3. Reflex at 32.4. Atlas Worker at 34.4. So Yushi by far and away gaining time, especially in that middle sector. We're on board with Reflex, who kisses the wall a little bit there. Does he still have a front spoiler? No, he does not. He has also lost his front spoiler, which is a sigh of relief for Matt35. Even though he had a good gap, you don't want somebody fast with an intact front spoiler chasing you down, especially in the rain. Still only 2 DNFs, the rest are staying out fine. It looks like 7 plus 8 as well is now out, and Rank, who I don't remember the rest of his username. That's 4 DNFs, I believe. We were checking. That's 4 DNFs. So it's a red flag. We have 4 DNFs. We have only, looks like 8 drivers remaining in the race. Now this is significant. It's going to be a full race restart. Everybody gets a pit stop. Everybody gets bunched back together again. I'm posting the red flag positions. Up there. Let's see, looks like everybody's lined up. So we have 22 left to go. And the 5 red lights are up, and they're out. It's lights out and away we go. Yushi, not the greatest of starts. It looks like Matt 35 and Reflex get a little ahead in turn 1. And he takes a lot of curb there as well, but does he get a better exit? Hard to tell. But now we're in the sector 2 where he has a huge advantage over the rest of the field, so he can try and use that to pull ahead into lap 1. Because Matt 35 by the leaderboard has gone ahead. And this is pretty big for him because he lost his front wing obviously close to the start of the race, which put him not anywhere near able to contend with Yushi out front. We'll see where they are coming across the line. Matt 35 still maintaining his lead. What happened to the... is the weather still up correctly? Matt 35, 2/10 ahead across the line, but now it looks like Yushi has pulled a slight lead. A little bit further back, we have Reflex and Funtime Fred separated by only a few tenths. Behind that, we have Stewie Zero and Sky with Roblox and Atlas Worker. 7 drivers remaining. Yushi now pulling about a 4/10 gap on Matt 35. Now Yushi has pulled out a lead of 1.5 seconds to Matt 35. Reflex 5 seconds back. Funtime now has lost his front wing 7 seconds back from Reflex and may start coming under pressure from Stewie. Reflex with a little bit of a scary moment there as he has a little bit of rear sliding. And Matt 35 is out of the race. What happened? I don't see him DNF'd anywhere. That's huge. Yushi's main contender now out of the way as that's lap 4 completed. Reflex now is going to inherit P2 and Funtime Fred P3. As Matt 35 confirms that he did have damage. That's 1 DNF. If we get a whole 4 more, then we'll have another red flag, but I kind of doubt that'll happen. As now we're on board with Stewie, who's trying to chase down Funtime Fred. He's got about a 2.5 second gap. He's got a front wing. Funtime Fred still does not. Let's look at the laps. Yushi with his best lap being a 1:17.885, although he's on a purple sector 1 right now. Let's watch him as he comes across the line. Does not improve. Last lap was 1:19.8. And he hits the wall there. Front spoiler comes off. Now, lap 6 of 22, we have only 6 laps of rain left. Although, if I'm being completely honest, I don't know how to work the weather. DRXP does. I don't know if he's here. But anyway, I'll try and figure it out. looks like Funtime Fred is still running pretty well even without his front wing. He's actually not too far off the back of Reflex, and Reflex does have his front wing. So he's now 2 and a bit seconds off of Reflex. They'll both be able to see each other, especially down the straight here. Yushi now easily maintaining that gap still. 17 seconds to Reflex. Looks like Funtime Fred, we see, has had a moment. We didn't get to see the start of it, but he's got it back on the track, but that's lost him quite a bit of time. He's now in 5th position. Lap 9 of 22, so only 3 more laps of rain left. And Yoshi, of course, has a comfortable pit gap behind him, 25 seconds, with Stewie 33 seconds behind that. Then Atlas 41 seconds, Funtime Fred 43 seconds, now Atlas 42 seconds. Looks like Funtime Fred is gaining on Atlas. We might be able to see a little bit of action here in a race that in the last few laps has not been particularly exciting. But there's a car, it looks like, right ahead of Atlas as well. Is that Stewie? That is Stewie. So now Stewie's also had an incident. He's now back with Atlas and Funtime Fred. So we have Funtime Fred coming right on the back of Atlas, and Atlas coming up on Stewie. You see Funtime Fred trying to find a way around, trying to find some grip on those now 10-lap-old inners. And it's a 4-way battle for the final podium spot. And Atlas has had something happen now. He's lost out a little bit. He's now in 6th. We have Sky with Roblox right in front of him, Funtime Fred right in front of him, and then Stewie a little under 2 seconds clear of them. So now it's a 4-way battle for that final podium spot. Looks like Atlas is starting to drop away a little bit. Sky with Roblox and Funtime Fred, though, are actively fighting with each other as they both try and also... And Funtime Fred smacks the wall there. That's not good for him. He's now falling behind close to Atlas. And Funtime Fred hits the wall again in the castle section. It's going to put him in 6th. Just like that, from contending for 3rd to 6th. Now Stewie still maintaining that. No, Sky with Roblox outbreaks him into the final braking zone. Now it's going to be a flat out sprint to the line. Can Sky with Roblox maintain his P3? And he will. He pulls out a few tenths gap. Can he keep it though? We're seeing some difficulties on these older intermediates. Now it's lap 11 and the track is drying up. DRS has been enabled. This is also huge, especially for those 4 fighting for P3. And that's going to change the grip level as well on this lap. Sky with Roblox getting away a little bit, getting just a little bit of breathing space. But everybody having trouble now with the drier track. Yushi still on the inners. Has not decided to pit. And it looks like is having a little bit of difficulty getting the car around the corners there. Reflex coming into pit now, first to pit. As he kindly decides not to run over the pedestrians in the pit lane. Now Sky with Roblox coming into pit as he has gotten hold of that P3. Stewie with a lot of wheel spin in the pit lane, also coming into the pits. And Funtime Fred, all of them having to repair their front spoilers. Atlas has spun in the pit lane, and with the slow backing up of the 21s, that is an absolute pain. Let's look at Yushi now coming down the main straight. And coming into the pits. 10 laps to go till the end. Let's look at tire choices. Reflex on the mediums. Sky with Roblox also on the mediums. Stewie on the softs. But he is a good 7 seconds back from Sky with Roblox. So Sky with Roblox really benefiting from that pit window. And Funtime Fred on the mediums within striking distance of Stewie, only 5 seconds back, and then Atlas Worker about 16 seconds back from Funtime Fred on the softs. Let's check back with Yushi. 28-second gap to Reflex. Fully dry, I believe. New softs. And he has his front spoiler. What kind of lap times are we about to see? And I don't know if he hit the wall a little bit there. Can be difficult to go from slippery conditions to the full grip of a dry track and soft tires. Whipping it around the corners here using all of the track. Getting on that curb but always keeping it under control through there. Having to lift off a little bit as he carried too much speed in through the castle section. And our first dry time, a 1:16.8 by Sky with Roblox. Yushi now has gone purple in the first sector, purple in the second sector, through the final braking zone, powering down the straight. It's actually about to lap Atlas Worker, it looks like, and come onto the back of some traffic here with Atlas Worker, Stu, and maybe he can get to Funtime Fred. And Yushi with a 1:14.3. As he quickly gets past Atlas Worker. And now past Stewie. Goes a little bit wide in through there. Let's look at the gaps. Gap back to Reflex is a full 20.8 seconds. The gap from Reflex to Sky with Roblox is another around 20 seconds. Then we have Stu, who has been lapped, Atlas, who has been lapped, and Funtime Fred now coming down the main straight as well. 7 laps to go. And he gets a slowdown there. We have Yushi's last lap, a 1:16.4. Sky with Roblox's last lap, 1:27.2. Something must have happened with him there. I think he has lost his front wing. Nope, he's not. My mistake. Tell you who has lost the front wing though. Funtime Fred, no front wing. Stewie does have a front wing, as does Atlas Worker. Those two now battling for P5. Let's go on board with Atlas, as he should be within DRS now. Did I turn DRS on? And he hits the wall and loses his front spoiler. And it looks like Avalanche as well has also lost his front spoiler, or his front wing. Is the spoiler correct for F1 cars? That sounds right. And And it's really just waiting now till the finish. She slides across the wall a little bit there. And right over that curve again. And it looks like Funtime Fred is in sight for Yushi here. Funtime Fred is in the other pass. Can Yushi lap his teammate? To answer that question, I believe, given that we have now crossing the line for lap 20, given that we have 2 laps to go, I do think Yushi will lap his teammate Funtime Fred. And Funtime Fred makes it pretty easy on him there as he smacks the wall. Still is able to get it going though again. So he should be in for a pretty good 4th place. And a good haul of points for Haas. If he can just bring it home with the last 2 laps. And Stewie has lost his rear tire, which means he is out. Unless he can get it across the line for the final 2 laps, which I very much doubt he can. It's a shame to have come so far and not be able to finish. But that's Baku. You do not have a rear left tire now. That is gone. All gone. And it looks like he's still able to get it around the track, so he will cross the line, I believe. Lap 22 of 22, Yushi now already around the first corner. coming through Sector 1, and it's been dominant for him. It's been pole, fastest lap, and unless he catastrophically crashes, it's going to be the win as well. As he comes up on the back now of Stewie again. And Yushi now a little bit close to the wall there, and smacks the wall there as well. He is going down the main straight. A dominant performance across the line, and Yushi wins the PL21 Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Round 2, won by Yushi. P2 is... I thought that was Reflex going by, but no, that's just one time Fred. You gotta wait a little more for Reflex. And that's Stewie. Gets it across the line. And Reflex crosses the line for P2. Now we have Sky with Roblox coming down the main straight for a respectable P3. And Funtime Fred now. So as a reminder to anybody still here, if you have anything you think the FAA should take a look at, I don't believe we have any sort of ticket system yet, but basically DM us with your accusation, and your evidence has to be video or photo evidence. And yeah, that's it. Now Atlas Worker, Funtime Fred crosses the line for P4. Atlas Worker now coming around the final corner down the main straight. And that's P5. And that finishes Baku. Baku's always a race of who can last the longest. Top 3 please to the podium. Get pictures. Good job everybody. Good racing. And goodbye.